Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sports Talk number 6.
Okay, like you're not gonna introduce yourself or like just.
I'm Big Mike.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Back again with another sports talk. You know how it is. Sports talk number 6. I'm mic'd up, Mike. This is Jock, and let's jump right into it. So we got some interesting topics. Obviously, the NBA wasn't too booming right now because of All-Star Weekend, but there were some hot spots going around. So, although the Dallas Mavericks publicly said that they don't want to trade Kristaps Porzingis, there were a lot of trade rumors about him. So, me and Jack decided, you know what, let's hop on this track and figure out what's going on. So we thought of a couple trade destinations. So, Jack, what is your opinion? What is a trade destination that you think is good for KP and why?
So I think the best destination for Kristaps Porzingis is the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics right now are a very guard-heavy team. They have Tatum, they have Brown, they have Kemba Walker, they have Marcus Smart. They don't really have a big-time big man like that. They have Daniel Theis. Is that how you say his name or
Daniel
no?
Tice.
Oh, Daniel Theis. He's German. Sorry. They have Tristan Thompson, but they're not really scorers. They just do little things for the Celtics, but I think they need like a scorer down low to balance out their offense. And I think Kristaps would be a humongous help for them offensively and defensively because of his height and his wingspan. He is 7'3", so defensively he should help them out tremendously. Especially now with Marcus Smart coming back from his calf injury as of today. He actually should be playing right now against the Brooklyn Nets. But I think Kristaps Porzingis will be a huge addition for that team because they need a big man. They haven't really had a big man since Al Horford left that team, and Al Horford did a lot of things for them. He was a leader on the court for them. He was a leader for them in the locker room, outside the locker room. So, yeah, Al Horford was a big addition for them. I don't know why they didn't re-sign him. Obviously, it hasn't really affected them because they've been on the top. They've been the top 3 seed in the East for like the last 2-3 years since he's been out.
So you bring up a good point, Jack, but let me ask you this question, right? So obviously for the Celtics, one of their main issues that they have to get rid of is Kemba Walker, right? Right?
I don't think so.
Okay. A lot of people believe that Kemba Walker is a very big issue on the Celtics. And obviously the Celtics kind of believe that in themselves. I mean, at least it seems that way. So my question to you is, if the Celtics were to trade for Kristaps Porzingis, would the Dallas Mavericks really be interested in Kemba Walker? Because I don't think there's anybody else on the Celtics who would be trade worthy to get KP.
I don't think the Celtics should trade Kemba Walker. Because number one, he's really nice when he's healthy. I
So he
know.
goes up to everybody. He's like, "Hello, how are you?"
I don't know. So I know lately he's been a little nicked up with his knee. I know he went through an extensive rehab during the offseason, some kind of stem cell rehab throughout the offseason. And I know he missed, I think, like the first 2-3 weeks of the regular season this season. And I know when he came back, he got out to a really slow start. But before the All-Star break, he started to pick it up. I know this because I watched some of their games, and he was averaging almost 25, I think anywhere between 25 to 30 points per game. So I don't think that the Celtics should trade Kemba Walker. Also, the reason why I don't think they should trade Kemba Walker is because he's a superstar. Other than, I don't know who they would give up for Kristaps like that. I don't think it would be a good fit with Luka on the Dallas between Kemba and Luka because not too long ago Dennis Smith Jr. and Luka did not work out.
So yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying though, because the Celtics don't have anybody else that they could trade. Because, like, basically their main core is Kemba Walker. Well, I mean, obviously first is Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Kemba Walker. And other than that, they have nobody who's worth trading that the Dallas Mavericks would want to trade for. So that's why I'm saying, like, although sure, it would be great if KP could end up on the Boston Celtics, but that would most likely require them giving up Kemba Walker because no way the Celtics would give up Jason Tatum, and no way would they give up Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's their core. That's their pride,
Yeah.
their soul, their youth, everything.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown broke out this year.
Yeah, exactly.
He was an all-star.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
he
what I'm saying.
Literally broke out this year. So.
Unless they want to trade like Marcus Smart but I mean I don't know. Like I don't think the Celtics are too hot of a destination because it's too hard to trade for KP. So the next team that we wanted to talk about was the Toronto Raptors, because although they have Boucher. What do you mean? Why are you looking like that? He scored like 25 points the other day or something like that.
How do you say his last name?
Chris Boucher. Yeah, he was doing pretty nice, but other than that, they've been having some problems on the big man front court end of things. The backcourt is fine. Kyle Lowry. He's getting up there in age, but he's still doing his thing. And Fred VanVleet, obviously an amazing player.
Don't forget about OJ.
OG.
Oh.
What do you mean OJ? No, OG is nice, but that's all small people. Nobody's out there.
Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, but is he doing too good this year? He's doing all right. But nobody's there at the center position other than Chris Boucher to really help out. And I feel like if they added KP, the Raptors aren't really going too high. They had a really slow start, but then I know they picked it up a little bit. But I think they need that like extra kick, and if they added KP, I think that would be great. I mean, KP, although I hate him for what he did, because shout out Knicks, shout out Mitch for whatever reason. Although I don't like what he did, he's still a great player, and honestly, it was sad to see that he got injured a bunch of times, and he's been pretty injured recently. So he's actually doing pretty good. So he's scoring like 20, 21 points.
And about 10 or 11 rebounds.
That's great. That's a double-double. So, yeah, I really am happy to see him doing so good, and I think that if he was added to the Raptors, that would be great. And honestly, for the Raptors' sake, because they got Pascal Siakam, obviously he's a great player. They got Fred VanVleet, he's a great player. And although Kyle Lowry does say he wants to remain with the team, I would want to see Kyle Lowry maybe go somewhere that he could do a little bit better and succeed.
He wants to go to Philly.
Philly? Yeah, that would make sense. If he could go to Philly, that would be great. I think that would be really good for him because he's a great player, and he obviously did get a championship. But it would be great to see him get one again. Trading away Kyle Lowry would be beneficial for him as well. And he said he wants to retire a Raptor, so you could sign for a 1-day contract, 10-day contract, whatever you want. Like that's out of respect. But just for the rest of his career, while he's still contributing, going to the 76ers is great. And KP to the Raptors. The next topic we're going to talk about is LaMarcus Aldridge. So there's been a little bit of a situation with him. He decided to part ways with the Spurs. That's pretty crazy. He went from the Spurs to the Trailblazers to the Spurs, and now what?
So that's not how that happened.
I was watching the wrong videos, bro. Okay. So although he's had a great, an interesting career path from Portland to San Antonio, his time with the Spurs has come to an end. So me and Jack were thinking like, where should he go? So Jack, another power forward on the market. Another time to speak. Go ahead.
The best place for LaMarcus Aldridge to go to, I think, is back to the Portland Trailblazers. I think he's also said this publicly that he wants to finish his career in Portland, and he's already getting up there in age. So he's going to be 36 this summer when the season ends. Well, actually, not when the season ends because of starting it late. And I think it'll be a great addition for the Portland Trailblazers right now because CJ's out. Yusuf is out, and and they need to bring some help for Damian Lillard, and Mel's been picking up the slack offensively sometimes, but they need more help. And LaMarcus would be a great addition for that team. He can work the low post. He's changed his offensive game into today's game perfectly. Like he can shoot the jumper, he can spread the floor.
Yeah.
And he can still get buckets. No doubt about it. It's just his time with San Antonio is over. I don't know why. They just mutually agreed to part ways. Probably one of the main reasons is because San Antonio is kind of in a rebuilding mode situation. Like they're not fully in rebuilding mode, but they're like in the middle-ish in terms of rebuilding because they're not going anywhere. I think they're like around 500 team again this season. So they're kind of rebuilding mode. So I understand why both parties agreed to mutually part ways. And when I was reading the article, they're looking at trade partners. So I don't think they will find any trade partners. Maybe they will. I might be wrong. The only reason why I'm saying that is because I think his contract is too big.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's a business. And he is up there in age, and he's not the same player that he used to be. But I think the best destination for LaMarcus Aldridge is the Portland Trailblazers.
Like, I actually wanted him to be traded to a team where he could be a mentor. So, like, for example, I was actually thinking the Pelicans for Zion.
Okay.
Yeah, for Zion to be able to develop his game and, you know, learn more, like, about what LaMarcus Aldridge, because again, as you said, he was able to completely transform his game from when he entered the league in 2006 or whatever. So yeah, so I definitely think that a team where there's a developing power forward and, like, you know, such as Zion Williamson, it would be really great for them to learn more about how LaMarcus Aldridge was able to adapt to a new game and see you know, LaMarcus Aldridge's skill set while it's in its late stages. But yeah, big respect to his career. You know, he grinded out in Portland, grinded out in the Spurs, and wherever he goes, he's gonna be successful. I just hope that, you know, he wins a championship one day.
He can go to Phoenix.
Huh?
He can go to Phoenix.
For what?
They don't really have a power forward like that.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, they could go. He could go to Phoenix.
Be a mentor for DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, true.
Because Chris Paul is he's more of a mentor for the whole team, but I would assume that he's probably more hard on Devin Booker.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, you know, he's not hard on other players, but him and Devin Booker share the backcourt together. So I would assume that Chris Paul is pushing him to do certain things that he hasn't done before, and then LaMarcus Aldridge will probably push DeAndre Ayton to do things that he hasn't done before. And it will be a great addition to that team too, because in terms of offensively, it'll be a huge mismatch for other teams' defenses, because LaMarcus and DeAndre can both spread the floor easily. They can both shoot threes. They can both, you know, with their jump shots is really good. DeAndre Ayton has really come along this season. The reason why I know that is because he trashed my Lakers one of the games recently. In the low post, so yeah.
So, although there was no NBA action other than the All-Star Weekend, there were two teams that played, Team LeBron and Team Durant. Listen, Team LeBron was great. I knew that they were going to win. In the end of the day, though, who was on Team Durant? Julius Randle. So, obviously, I got to give it to my guys over on Team Durant. That's what's up. Shout out James Harden, shout out Kyrie Irving, even though I hate the Nets. But no, James Harden, oh my God, he's doing so good. I'm so mad. I'm so
You gotta
mad.
watch it with it. Not this year, next year.
What?
Because the Lakers are winning this year.
All right, relax.
I won't say team of the. I won't say team of LeBron, but I'll say Curry and Damian Lillard. Wow.
You completely mispronounced their names.
Steph Curry and Dame time. Wow. Curry in that 3-point contest, literally the hoop was not moving at all. It was like just thing of art. And then Dame during the All-Star game towards the end, literally pulling it from half court and making it. So those are my two players.
Yep. I'm not too worried though, because I know next year it's gonna be team RJ Barrett and team Randall. So I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm not even worried about next year. You know, the Knicks are gonna be the only ones selecting, and obviously Frank Ntilikina is gonna be a starter. We're gonna have our guy Alfred Payton as a starter. Kevin Knox is gonna break out. He's gonna be basically the next KD. Whatever. I'm not too worried about this stuff. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming back to another sports talk. We really appreciate you guys watching. This is our 6th one, and you know we're gonna go until 1 billion. So or until we die. Shout out Anthony Davis. Happy birthday to him today. But I mean tomorrow, obviously it's gonna be Friday, but today is his birthday because it's Thursday. So shout out to him. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share if you're bored, and Jock, any final words?
Thank you to all our fans, and see you next Thursday.